Okay, of course, the plague, the Black Death, was a terrible epidemic which spread over the whole of Europe. It was brought in from the east, I think, from ships that had been involved in the Crusades, and I think the first one bearing the plague came into Genoa, then it spread over Italy and the rest of Europe. And it had a devastating effect on particular cities, so that although I think no one really knows how many people died, it is estimated that in Florence 3 out of 5 people died from the plague, which, I mean, if you just think of any modern city, just imagine that proportion of the inhabitants being killed by an illness like that. And it was a particularly foul sort of illness. It was characterized by enormous swellings under the armpits, the groin, etc., then black spots all over the body. And I suppose the only good thing about it was that death seemed to come fairly quickly once you caught it. But equally, it was clear that if you were in contact with people with the plague, it was very easy to catch it. And so one of the results was that families were split up. The dying were, as it were, abandoned, which I think was just people really doing what was in many ways a sensible, even though it was a callous thing. I think Boccaccio's account is probably the most vivid we have in literature, but the plague, as I say, did go all over Europe, and of course kept recurring over the following centuries for really 2 or 3